Hi, my name is Suzanne Atkinson. I'm a writer and I live in Bedford, Nova Scotia. When I first release a book, I try to do readings in the area so that people have a chance to get a look at the book and hear me read. Lots of people can't get out to that, so I decided to create a few videos reading from my various books. This reading is about Station Secrets, and Station Secrets is the first book in a 4-book mystery series. We call it the Regarding Hayworth series, and it's based in a small fictitious town in northern Alberta. The theme of the book is unfinished business, those things in our lives that we carry around with us and don't deal with, and how it affects us in other areas of our lives. Station Secrets is available across all platforms, and by that I mean Chapters, Amazon, Kobo. You can get it as an ebook or as a regular book. You can certainly get one from me if you want to contact me. I'm going to read you about the back cover. I'm going to read you a couple of quotes from the inside, and then a little bit of the book that will introduce you to 3 of the 6 main characters. So here we go. Everyone has secrets, and the station serves as a refuge for just such a collection of seemingly ordinary souls. Meet Benjamin Toulis, the recently retired antique dealer; Cheryl Nadler, the petite young adoption social worker; Joe Dodd, the cat rescuing independent carpenter; Rose Woodward, the medical secretary, and her sister Maggie, who was institutionalized most of her life; Patrick Hollinger, the toy-collecting dishwasher; and Amanda Walsky, the building manager who's married to her gorgeous mechanic husband, Chester. Hear their stories in their own words, experience their struggles as they reveal the circumstances of their secrets, come to know why they are in Hayworth. Discover the significance of their confluence at this pivotal time and at this juncture of their lives. The first quote that I'm sharing with you says, "Nothing makes us so lonely as our secrets," and that was said by Paul Tournier. Being prepared to die is one of the greatest secrets of living, and that was said by George Lincoln Rockwell. And finally, Eva Green said, "I like characters who have strong facades and then have secrets. They have cracks." So we're going to start just partway through chapter 1. "Good morning, Patrick." Ben closes the door behind him. "The furniture that's left will be loaded on the truck when the movers get here. Joe is coming to help, too." She gives him a big grin, perhaps employing a little too much enthusiasm. She doesn't want Patrick to hide in the back because there are too many people in the little shop. "I can pack stuff." He gazes at the remnants of collectibles that still occupy shelf and table space. He doesn't look at Ben. She walks to the office in the rear. "I've got boxes and paper in here. We'll make a plan before Joe shows up." "I'm Patrick, not Pat." "Pat's a girl's name." This is a familiar and repeated statement, an anxiety that pokes out on a regular basis. "I know, Patrick. Don't worry. I'll always call you Patrick and ask other people to do the same." She turns and gives him a supportive nod as they enter her now cluttered and chaotic office. It used to be so neat and orderly, but the act of liquidation has taken a toll. She currently possesses neither the energy nor the enthusiasm to care. Patrick focuses his gaze just above her left ear and replies with a smile exposing his missing front tooth, "And I will call you Ben, even though Ben's really a boy's name." Just as she gets Patrick settled into the rhythm of reaching, wrapping, and placing in the box, Joe Dodd strolls in. Joe is a self-employed carpenter and lives in number 4 at the station, across the hall and up 1 flight from Ben. He's a tall man with a barrel chest and receding hairline. He drives one of the biggest trucks Ben has ever seen, even for the North, which is renowned for big trucks. It's blue with a full crew cab, a wide box, and tandem wheels on the back, old but obviously well maintained. He pulls a big white closed-in trailer containing all his tools when he goes on a job site. He mostly works alone and only hires help when necessary, which appears to be seldom. His voice booms as he throws out hellos and places 3 large coffees from the diner on the first table he encounters. The nutty Java smell wafts through the space, mingling with dust and the odor of old. Ben appreciates the fact that he's taken the morning to lend a hand. She hopes he hasn't noticed the spur-of-the-moment nature of her decision to close. She doesn't worry that he's observed her obvious weight loss. Most men don't pay attention to such things anyway. "When's the truck showing up, Ben?" His voice echoes off the naked walls in the now hollow space. "They said about 10. We'll be ready to load by then. There isn't as much as I originally estimated." She takes a few steps closer and he hands her a coffee, hot and black, just the way she used to like it. She nods her thanks. "Do you want to start moving the furniture closer to the door while Patrick and I continue packing?" Joe and Patrick exchange polite nods of recognition, though neither man speaks. Ben is well aware that Patrick finds Joe intimidating, and that Joe thinks Patrick is just plain weird, and that he stinks most of the time. "No problem," grunts Joe as he picks up an oak side table and puts it at the beginning of what will soon be a line of furniture at the front door. They work in companionable silence for almost an hour, stopping only briefly for sips of cooling coffee. The truck pulls up. Its sudden appearance blocks the eastern sunshine spilling in through the display window and door. This permits the gloom from the back office to creep into the front of the shop. Joe loads the furniture, while Patrick lugs boxes of dishes and collectibles from the office. It's over in no time. As the truck pulls out of the parking space and turns toward Edmonton, Patrick begins to sweep and Joe refocuses his attention on cleaning the bathroom. Ben tackles her office. By noon they're done, and she asks the men if she can buy them lunch at the diner. Although happy to do it, she's surprised they both accept. The Hayworth diner is familiar territory for Patrick, and Ben can tell by his demeanor that he likes being there. He gazes up at Nancy, their waitress, with puppy dog eyes. "What are you up to today?" She grins at Joe and Ben as she pours coffee and hands out menus. Patrick answers, easily and without hesitation. "We help Ben clean out the antique shop. She's retiring." He grins widely, revealing the toothless gap in the front of his face for all to see. Nancy quickly shifts her focus toward Ben and congratulates her. Then she turns back to Patrick. "Aren't you on the schedule today?" Patrick's pimples radiate a deeper red and his eyes drop down to his coffee cup. "Tonight," he mumbles. Ben leans toward him. "You helped me all morning and now you intend to work a full day starting at 3? She's suddenly sorry she recruited him. He had said he would get the day off, and she told him she'd pay so he wouldn't lose any money. They needed someone, so I said okay. His head is hung so low that his face almost touches the table, and Nancy is obviously uncomfortable. "It's okay, Patrick. Just don't work too hard, that's all." Ben pats him on the shoulder. "What would you like for lunch?" They order. Ben and Joe discuss her retirement plans. She is purposely vague. Just relax a while, she guesses. She doesn't eat very much. She has a couple of mouthfuls of scrambled eggs and a bite of toast. The cramps start almost immediately. She excuses herself and moves as casually as she dares to the bathroom. When she returns, she puts a 20 on the table. "This will cover lunch and a tip for Nancy. You guys, I have to leave now. Thanks again for all the help." She's gone before anyone can argue. Hayworth is a sight to behold in the spring. The poplar leaves are just starting to unfurl. The roads aren't terribly dusty yet. If it weren't for the oftentimes swarming black flies, it would be a great place. At one time, everyone believed Hayworth would grow and develop into the gateway to the north, sitting as it does at the intersection of north, south, and western roadways. With the gas and oil industries beginning to boom, the Northern Alberta Railway Station plunked in the middle of it all, and companies hauling timber and crude south as fast as they can get it on the train, it only seems logical. For whatever the reason, it hasn't happened, yet everyone keeps waiting for something. Hayworth remains a fledgling town of about 3,000, with a 10-bed hospital, a set of schools, a post office, a grain elevator, a couple of churches, and a few small shops. There's no mall, no drive-through chicken takeout, no burger joints, and no coffee shops. It hasn't changed much since the day Ben first arrived. As she drives her dark blue Datsun pickup down Main Street from the diner to the station, she can see beyond the two parallel streets of houses out onto fields of wheat and canola. It's been a good spring, with just the right amount of rain and sun. Most of the fields are seeded. Later in the spring and summer, the canola will produce a blanket of yellow blossoms that will emit a scent that settles in the nostrils somewhere between sweat and musk. To the uninitiated, it can be disgusting, but for those who appreciate the true nature of the product, it's simply the sweet smell of success. So there, I hope I've introduced you to the apartment building called The Station, some of the characters, and the town of Hayworth itself. My next video will be Book 2, Hexagon Dilemma. A murder takes place in Hayworth in this book, and the overriding theme of the book is ethics and what we're prepared to do to maintain our ethics in any particular situation. There are 4 books in the Hayworth series, and I'm delighted to tell you that the 4th book, if not out at the time of this video in early March, it will be out within the next couple of weeks. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.